News, Chancellor. On planet Earth, the two-legged worker beings are granted a nectar that helps maintain bone strength and promote better sleep.
Can we access this miracle elixir?
An expedition is already in progress.
Eerie. It is the Supreme One.
If we bring back the Wonder Tonic, they will give us metals so great we shall need a team of Zepticons to transport them.
Humble yourself.
Got milk?
The Earth expedition has made contact with the Supreme One, who grants the white miracle liquid that helps rebuild muscle and promote healthy hair.
And there's no chance of failure?
None. The scientists are well equipped.
Eerie, I love what you've done with the place. Give us the Wonder Tonic. Eerie, I love your fashion sense. May we have some Wonder Tonic now?
Got milk?
Prime Minister, the Earth expedition has found the Supreme One who grants the magic white elixir to help reduce the risk of cavities and promote better sleep. At last.
Hurry, while Eerie feels generous.
Eerie, please accept this offering of dead vegetation in return for your Wonder Tonic.
Got milk?
Grandam!
What?
It appears the Earth expedition has failed to retrieve the white tonic which may reduce PMS symptoms. They wish to bring the Supreme One here.
Here?
Eerie, would you care to see how our navigational system works?
Idiot! Do not bore Eerie. Grant her the white miracle elixir with our antique aircraft.
Apologies.
Got milk?
Peter Robbins has been involved in UFO studies for more than 25 years as a researcher, investigator, writer, lecturer, activist, and author. He serves on the advisory board of Bud Hopkins Intruders Foundation, is co-author of the British bestseller Left at Eastgate, a first-hand account of the Rendlesham Forest UFO incident, its cover-up and investigation. Please help us welcome Mr. Peter Robbins.
Thank you. And thank you, oh disembodied voice, for that fine introduction. How we all doing? Okay. For decades, alien and UFO-related subject matter have proven to be perennial favorites with the advertising industry in their continuing mission to sell us everything and anything. Should we interpret this as significant, or is it a relatively innocent phenomenon? Two prevailing attitudes define this question. The first views such ads as evidence or at least an indication that this industry is in some manner complicit with the government involved in an ongoing classified program designed to help acclimatize the public to the presence and reality of these other intelligences. The opposing view maintains that there is no such effort in place. In their minds, Madison Avenue and respectable numbers of its clients know that UFOs and aliens sell, and that no official coaxing is necessary to get them to mount yet another alien-related ad campaign. Such professionals have likely run and rerun the numbers and know that millions of potential consumers have an abiding interest in this subject. The overall effect of such print and commercial ads on television, they maintain, is to placate society by keeping up an unrelenting, tongue-in-cheek series of takes on the matter, demeaning the subject to one degree or another at every turn. The first point of view begs several questions. Are some captains of industry privileged to classified knowledge about the UFO phenomena through their connections with government insiders? Does this knowledge ever filter through in advertising for their products, which companies are using this imagery in their advertising? Does there seem to be some sort of conspiracy to use such themes to increase the public's awareness and acceptance of an alien presence on Earth? What products and marketing schemes are most widely used? Do otherwise innocent ads for technological products and services covertly refer to government secrets of crashed hardware or abductions? Does the study of such commercial endeavors help us to understand the nature of the phenomena? Okay. expect to see aliens and UFOs in our advertising. This past July, for example, in Roswell, New Mexico, during the 60th anniversary of the famous crash there. Many such ads appeared in the Roswell Daily Record's monthly magazine, Vision. This one, of course, is for the alien motorcycle rally. A local company took a more subtle approach, here noting that people come from great distances to shop at Roswell Livestock Farm Supply. The darkening ET-ish sky suggests that all of their customers may not be people and that they are coming from great distances. Here's the city's Hyundai dealership proudly displaying its logo, a UFO with the word Hyundai emblazoned on it. But not to be outdone, the competition at Toyota Roswell have an almost identical logo, but their cars are being sold by a smiling green alien in a t-shirt with a UFO on it. This next small group of ads rely on the term UFO, but in each case it stands for something other than unidentified flying object. This first picture is from a 2-page spread in an Australian weekly called New Idea. It ran in 1994 and promoted some of the country's more exotic imports, like jackfruit, kaiwano, starfruit, and rambutan. This ad was sponsored duly by Safeway supermarket chain and Woolworths and asked, quote, "Have we been invaded by UFOs? Unusual fruit objects." The text begins and ends predictably. After a visit to the Blue Mountain Fruit Company, you could be forgiven for thinking you'd had an extraterrestrial experience. And so next time you pick up some apples and oranges and bananas, check out our range of UFOs. It makes shopping, yes, an experience that's out of this world. Now, I should note here that Australia is a country with a relatively high incidence of credible UFO sightings, fairly respectable coverage of the subject, and strong public interest in the topic. The advertiser here is Upchurch Scientific Filtering Company, and the first thing they tell us is now you can see a real UFO. Theirs is an ultimate filtering object. In 1976, the Merit Food Company encouraged retailers to begin stocking a new product that, quote, makes a landing in frozen novelty cases. In this case, UFO is unidentified frozen object. By the way, all reports confirm that it is extraterrestrially tasty. This ad was placed by the state of Kansas's Department of Industrial Development and asked, quote, "If you're beginning to think the perfect place to locate your business is on another planet, get back down to Earth. We are then invited to locate our business to Kansas for UFO. That is, unbelievably fantastic opportunities." And while, let's see, okay. Okay. Well, this is from Intertechnique, a French company that manufactures components for military and civilian aircraft, and their UFO is an inescapable flying object. I've inserted this one, even though it's not strictly an advertisement, because the Houston Chronicle was doing this one to skew fashion designers. However, occasionally, themes other than this play across the minds of sponsors and executives. In this case, for example, why are they here? Now, this ad some of you may remember. In the early 90s, the National Federation of Coffee Growers of Colombia ran this highly successful ad campaign in many of the nation's largest magazines and newspapers. The most memorable was this. Its layout could not have been simpler, and the photo itself has a nice, authentic feel to it, something missing from most UFO-themed ads. The caption, of course, is pure genius. Medical technology isn't immune from the lure of alien-related sales either. In this 1999 trade ad from Gene Therapy Systems, out-of-focus green aliens float down toward us from their hovering craft, one holding a syringe in its hand. Why have they come to Earth? We are here for Gene Porter too. The copy features such shameless one-liners as, alienated by hard-to-transfect cell lines? Gene Porter has out-of-this-world results. Order today and make contact with the next generation of transfection reagent. Even the bullet points are little UFOs. Another reason for visiting was put forward in 1998 by the tech corporation ASML in Electronic News. Alien eyes stare at us as we learn that the company is imaging for a more advanced civilization. Where will they turn up next, we're asked, then warned. Be alert and to stay tuned to this channel. And why are ASML's aliens visiting? They're here for the most advanced imaging on Earth. Envirospace Spray Systems put forward a different thesis. In this wonderful 1985 Wall Street Journal ad, our pointy-headed little alien informs a bemused Earthling that we are here to learn more about your Envirospray. However, it was America's beef producers who feel that they have the definitive reason we're being visited, and it has more to do with Earth's cows than us. Yeah. Selling to children. The film E.T. so insinuated itself into the American then the world culture that its little long-necked star has gone on to become an internationally recognized icon. His appeal to children is undeniable, and while his ability to sell products may have dimmed some over the years, children were the target of this 2002 E.T. Nabisco Graham Crackers marketing campaign, which was timed to coincide with the re-release of the film. This similarly marketed package of Kraft macaroni and cheese offers an instant win contest. The copy also admonished kids and their parents to, quote, see the movie only in theaters. Kraft's parent company, by the way, KF Holdings, also owns Nabisco, among other companies. Allie is a cheerfully unthreatening alien who offered a, quote, magical world of learning on the Allie's Playhouse CD-ROM. Everybody remember CD-ROMs? I don't know what areas of learning it emphasized, but the material was formulated for 3 to 8-year-olds and is appropriate for Montessori as well as public school children. And for children in search of an alien-themed sweet that's acceptable to their health-conscious parents, consider Sarah's Galactic Gummies. The all-natural alien-shaped gummies were fortified with vitamins and minerals. The 50th anniversary of Roswell and the Kenneth Arnold sighting saw a glut of UFO-related publications and all manner of UFO and alien-branded products. Alien Chewits hit the stores in England the summer of 1997 as a limited edition candy. Wrappers featured a gray alien head with either yellow or red beams emanating from its eyes. The label included the warning that aliens are out there now. As you can see, this box for Space Ducks Pops is illustrated with a helmeted duck floating out in space with a flying saucer nearby. We're told he is a, quote, mild-mannered duck by day, intergalactic superhero by night. Truth in advertising is not this product's strong point, and the candy pops themselves inside have nothing in common with the bold-looking space duck pictured. What we find, instead, are smiling milk chocolate ducks wearing bonnets on lollipop sticks who look more like they've just stepped from a mother goose tail than a mother's ship. I think this is a good case of hoped-for better sales through unrelated packaging. The Gund Corporation is one of America's premier manufacturers of quality stuffed animals, and the addition of a new teddy bear is appropriately caused for a new ad campaign. This bear bears the name of Admiral Byrd, and he came complete with aviator glasses. Now, considering all the ways the character product could have been promoted, they chose unidentified flying Gund. Food, drink, and cigarettes. An alien-related campaign was mounted by the Japanese brewer and distiller Suntory in 1992. Its focus, a new mixed drink. This non-human entity offers us a positive thumb up while happily sucking a yellow cocktail through a straw. The ad is laid out on a 2-page spread that takes up the top half of most of each page. Its tagline is, nothing in the world tastes like an alien secretion. Now, I don't know whether this ad was generated by Suntory in Japan and something went lost in the translation, or it was the responsibility of the American advertising agency. However, I'm going to take an educated guess and say it was not a success. By way of example, may I ask how many of you will be ordering alien secretions at the bar tonight after the show? The Harpoon Beer Company branded one of its products with the name UFO Unfiltered Wheat Beer and designed this hip label for it. And what goes better with beer than pizza? Freshetta Pizza offered $1 off the cost of its highly identifiable disc-shaped object if we present the coupon when making our purchase. Their motto, try one and you'll believe. A year after introducing their version of Carvel's famous flying saucer ice cream sandwich in '76, retailers carrying Merit Foods' unidentified frozen objects received this in-store display card to help promote it. Now, there once was a time when dinosaurs roamed the earth and cigarettes companies advertised in print media and on television and all over the place. This effort from Philip Morris appeared in major periodicals in 1976. Not terribly well known at the time, even among researchers in this field, was that aliens enjoyed smoking, specifically Saratoga 120s, just as much as its nicotine-addicted human counterparts. Now, they must have been remarkable cigarettes to have caused our visitor to delay making official contact in Washington while it finished its smoke. Okay. The wonderful Altoids that come from Caledon Bowser, a very old British company. In this case, their ongoing terrific series of ads are rather anxious-looking spaceman confronts his fear of the attack of the little green mints. Now, this is one of my favorites. The carefree manner in which the English language is sometimes put through the ringer in packaging from non-English speaking countries is nicely embodied in these instant soba noodles from Japan. The product's full name is Kashin Brand King of UFO Sauce A Pour Y2K Yakisoba, made in 2000, of course, and spicy pork flavor. I've done a little research and we can only guess at the origin of the term King of UFO. We do not know if aliens keep pets, but we do know that advertisers don't spare our cats and dogs from alien-themed ads and promotions. In 1984, the pet food giant Purina sponsored Meow Off 7, their quote, search for the universal meow. Here, our cat looks on as a huge close encounter chandelier-style UFO hovers over its home. The copy is as lighthearted as the prize is serious. Quote, if your cat has the best meow in the universe, Meow Mix will appoint him ambassador from Earth, and his favorite Earthling will win $50,000. Meow. Following year, Purina introduced a coupon which offered consumers out-of-this-world savings on this universal favorite. But even a cat with the best meow in the universe must defer to the dog in this award-winning advertisement. Here, an extraordinarily powerful little dog, so small that you can't see it. Well, he is in the lower left with his teeth absolutely gripped onto this giant spaceship. Now, how was this tiny dog able to accomplish this extraordinary feat? Simple. Quote, New Friskies Vitality, now with vitamins. Gum Out Car Choke Cleaner. I usually am much more serious, aren't I? Gum Out Car Choke Cleaner celebrated its 50th anniversary of modern UFO sightings in their own special way. Cleaning your carbureted and fuel-injected engines today, cleaning your flying saucer in 2032. The Chayu Technical Corporation's R90 Munchkin ring light may look like a UFO, but it's really a new illuminating component for optical stereo microscopes. Another fine one here, Sweden's Volvo Motor Corporation informs us in this beautiful ad that their cars are almost completely safe, apparently with one exception. Media, information, and financial services. UFO and alien imagery assist in marketing information services as well as hard products. In 2000, an e-performance company called Visual Insights sent out an expensively produced mass mailing to companies selling products from websites. It was in 3D and came with 3D glasses. The cover is a send-up of the National Enquirer, in this case the National E-Enquirer. Its lead line, accompanied by a green hovering flying saucer, says, UFO, USA, URL. The cover graphics also show 2 pairs of legs and feet, one pair in blue suede shoes, the other in a tub of concrete. Its caption, Elvis still emails Jimmy Hoffa. The headline inside the prospectus, we didn't believe it either. While the image of a UFO is employed to spearhead this company's ability to sell its service, it also is underscoring the message that UFOs are silly by association. Throughout 1989, the New York Times reportedly ran this small box ad encouraging newsstand readers to subscribe to the paper. As a regular reader of the Times, I estimated it ran between 50 and 100 times that year. My friend and colleague Timothy Good photographed this poster in Hong Kong International Airport in 2007. It was to promote the airport's express. The UFO is depicted in an airport corridor and projects down a beam of light reading, showcasing the world. One of the most popular and highly visible print ads of 1992 employed an alien. This cute, non-threatening little green man is shown holding up his American Express card. The text is Madison Avenue at its best. Quote, "You're right off the plane. They don't know you from Adam, and you expect to be recognized as a respected, responsible person of the world." Now, the subtext here, to me, seems to be that aliens are people too, and should be respected as such, if they're carrying an American Express card. The public's acceptance of phone cards was still catching on in 1994, the year Global Link Corporation decided to use a classic image of a UFO on one of its worldwide calling cards. It featured this too good to be true 60s era picture of a hovering flying saucer. It was too good to be true. The photo they chose has been properly discredited years before, but I doubt if common knowledge of this would have affected the sales and impact much of such a novelty item. The city of Austin, Texas, employed this striking image of a UFO in a particularly civic cause in 2004, trying to help solve their transit problem. In doing so, their ad team embraced a major negative cliche, which was, having an interest in UFOs is weird. Quote, "Need an excuse to be weird? Capitol Hill Metro is sponsoring the weirdest commute contest. Be creative and use alternative ways to commute and help improve the air and traffic congestion." Now, while their civic efforts may have been successful, this ad served only to reinforce a truly demeaning stereotype about people who happen to take the subject of UFOs seriously. PCs, cellular phones, and tech services. Vitesse Semiconductor Corporation placed this ad in 2000 issue of Electronic Engineering Times. It promoted company openings for engineers and managers and is dominated by out-of-focus aliens, one of whom looks somewhat menacing. The only text even remotely related to the graphic is the lead-in, stretching boundaries, expanding opportunities, making connections. The alien head dominating an ad for the German tech corporation Incufon is promoting their sensor integration and analysis system, which was designed to capture, organize, and analyze data. Quote, "It has superior intellect, performs diagnostic probes, and can even phone home if there's a problem." This one's gorgeous. In 2003, the Japanese corporation, computer giant NEC, used UFOs to help sell their products and services. A vision of the future? We're told the average person will spend 5,880 minutes a year on our cell phone, leaving 519,720 minutes to help save the universe. In a related ad, we see 2 of Fujitsu's lifebook-talking tablet PCs floating in space with their extended screens reminiscent of a satellite's solar displays. We're told the company's computers are taking tablet PC reliability to the ends of the earth and beyond. The next 3 ads allude to crash retrievals. The U-Haul Corporation launched a program to promote themselves via state-themed murals on the sides of their rental vehicles in the mid-90s. When it came to New Mexico, the company decided to use both alien and UFO imagery on their trucks and vans. Some of you may have seen them over the years. The design was finalized in 1997, with the very first truck unveiled in Roswell, New Mexico on January 5th, 1998, with the mayor and other town dignitaries in attendance. The vehicles feature a fairly lurid graphic of a crashed saucer sticking out of an impact crater with a big-eyed alien in the foreground. These New Mexico-themed trucks are still out there and in use and are rentable, if available, from your local affiliate. This one, the Roswell anniversary, wasn't lost on the distillers of Absolute Vodka either. In 1997, their ad agency gave us yet another very clever offering in their long ongoing series. In doing so, the distiller acknowledged the events of 1947, poked a little fun at them, and I'll bet sold a load of vodka. Like most conventional Earth beers, Alien Ale is sold by the carton, but unlike other six-packs, this one conspiratorially tells the consumer, quote, "You are holding the beer Uncle Sam has been trying to keep under wraps for 50 years. Finally, you can taste the alien amber experience and join the multitude of believers. This is your mission. Good luck." Brewed in New Mexico, of course. Alluding to back engineering, "Don't miss the shot," this 1989 ad from GE and Sanyo admonished photographers. "Always be ready to capture that special image." The illustration shows a Bob Lazar-type craft passing over a vacationer as he stands on a rock ledge with his camera aloft. Next to him is a green-faced alien. The product promoted here is rechargeable batteries, which promise breakthrough technology. This ad appeared in Popular Science, among other publications. Whatever unidentified signals pass your way, digital signal processing captures them more clearly. The 1990s trade ad features an unambiguous graphic which suggests their new module receiver may just be the product of back-engineered alien technology. My apologies here. The image you want to pay attention to is the one on the lower left. Is this handheld communication device, its display glowing green, descended from alien technology? I want to believe it is. From msmobiles.com. This wonderful image of cows stepping from a UFO came to us from Sony. Even though the farm couple is obviously shaken by the sight, they can record it with confidence because their digital 8 handy cam, quote, brings clarity to even this situation. Kmart shoppers know the chain's way of announcing in-store sales is a blue light at the appropriate product display. So it followed that an illustration of a hovering alien craft firing a blue beam of light down to the ground would be an ideal choice for this 2001 ad campaign. The image is one long associated with some UFO abductions, the best known of which is Travis Walton's. Nonetheless, I think it's questionable whether legitimate abductees would have responded positively to a promotion spearheaded by such a highly charged image with a catchphrase like, "The blue light is back," alluding to UFO abductions. One of the first abduction-related ads I'm aware of appeared in 1976, when the subject was hardly a blip on the radar of either ufology or popular culture. Our doomed camper's last words before being snatched, "My insurance company? New England Life, of course. Why?" We also learned from the ad that their financial service and disability insurance are out of this world. Early this very year, the Royal Insurance Company sponsored a similarly abduction-themed ad. This one appeared in one of England's largest national dailies. And while it may be comforting to imagine resolving such a situation with a simple phone call, and I think you can see it, the image, the quote here is, "You'd better ring Royal," the copy underscores the anxiety inherent in alien abduction, then discards it. Quote, "It's pouring with rain. You're miles from anywhere and your car has just disappeared into thin air. Then you see strange lights coming through the trees toward you. Aliens? More likely it will be our 24-hour rescue service." Another one of the greats. The most upscale variation on the theme came to us from AT&T's cellular phone division, technology that was still very much a luxury when it appeared in 1992. In it, we're asked, at times like this, whose cellular phone would you rather own? AT&T's, of course, because their products are, quote, dependable beyond the ordinary. But the most the most childlike description of human alien vehicle abduction I came across is from an Australian company. Here, an alien craft appears to be made of a lighting fixture. It is a lighting fixture. As one of the craft beams a tiny plastic figure up toward it, the other UFO is beginning to lift the electric train off of its interlocking tracks. Two toy eyewitnesses look on helplessly from the sidelines. The advertiser, named Connex Railway Timetable Updates, offers a unique service to travelers. Whatever the delay, we'll text you right away. We're going to hold this image now. Extraterrestrial ad themes are prevalent throughout broadcast media as well as print, and numerous television commercials made here and abroad have run such storylines for years. For me, the most thought-provoking were a pair made and broadcast in 1989. Neither employed an alien or a UFO, choosing instead to rely on the spoken word. They were carried on CNN and other leading networks and introduced to the country to the term EB, extraterrestrial biological entity. Both Levi Strauss ads were filmed in grainy, handheld black and white, and the camera was focused entirely on the crotch area of a 20-something in a room seemingly at a party. He is speaking to somebody off camera, and the relevant part of the dialogue in both commercials goes, "Does anyone believe in UFOs?" Affirmative background sounds follow. He then states, "America is hosting EBs." "What are EBs?" ask the voices in the background. "EBs are extraterrestrial beings and America is hosting them." The response is, "Ooh, EBs, GBs." Now, we need to make a slight detour here. In 1989, the term EB would have been familiar only to serious students of ufology and few others. It first came to light in the so-called Eisenhower briefing document of 1952, a paper which wasn't even made public until 1987. The document maintained that the term was coined in 1947. If the events it describes are true, and bodies of non-human entities were recovered from the Roswell crash field, they would most certainly have been examined and autopsied, and a man named Dr. Detlev Bronk, also named in the document, would have been the ideal choice to head the autopsy team. Dr. Bronk was an internationally respected physiologist and biophysicist whose main field of research was neurophysiology. His career achievements were extraordinary and included a stint as chairman of the National Research Council, overseeing biological-related research for World War II, Office of Scientific Research and Development under Dr. Vannevar Bush, being a member of the Medical Advisory Board of the Atomic Energy Commission, a member of the Scientific Advisory Committee of the Brookhaven National Laboratory, president of Johns Hopkins University, and later president of Rockefeller University. His who's who in the late 40s runs almost 2 pages. It's quite mind-boggling. Quoting from the briefing paper itself, a similar analysis of the 4 dead occupants was arranged by Dr. Bronk. His team suggested the term extraterrestrial, hyphenated, biological entities, or EBs, be adapted as standard term of reference for these creatures until such time as a more definitive designation can be agreed upon. Now, this brings us back to 1989, the year that the ads were made and aired. Levi Strauss's CEO at the time was a man named Bob Haas, who, concurrent with his corporate responsibilities, was also a member of the Board of Trustees of the Brookings Institution, a public policy think tank which had been involved with classified aspects of the UFO question at least as far back as 1960s. I go into the specifics and details of this allegation in my paper in the conference proceedings. Now, I have to tell you, when I first established this chain of circumstances, I was actually quite excited. Could this connecting thread of information help me to build a case for government ad industry collusion? I continued to research the matter and to think about some of the implications of such an alliance. My problem ultimately was that I just wasn't seeing the evidence for it. Yes, I'd found a link from this Docker's ad to an arcane ufological phrase, to the company's CEO, and a major think tank responsible for classified position papers on UFOs. But is this proof? I have no evidence that can absolutely say with certainty that Mr. Haas was introduced to this paper through his involvement with the Brookings Institution, or that he read any other papers on the subject through them, or that he read anything in his life on the subject or even had an interest in it. Perhaps he had a friend who was interested in the subject and mentioned the term to him. Maybe it was generated by the advertising executive and his team while brainstorming. EB is not that far from ET, and it is not out of the question to suggest that the word could have been the acronym could have been rediscovered independently and put forward as such. Now, again, not a terribly complex phrase, but while Levi Strauss did absolutely introduce the term EB into commercial and popular culture, their reference to EBs as extraterrestrial beings, not extraterrestrial biological entities, the term Dr. Bronk's team coined. This, if anything, makes the commercial significance even more tenuous. But as I was tying up the paper, or thought I was tying up the work I had done over the previous months, I decided to just go through all my materials one more time. And I ran these ads for myself and dozens of others, and then looked at all the commercials I had collected from television together. It's now 1 or 2 in the morning. You know, that feeling for some of you who write or paint or do anything creative. You can get to a point in a project where it takes on a life of its own, and it's quite exciting. My training is as a painter and a film historian originally, and I remember that feeling of working in the studio and almost going into slightly altered state as the painting would really begin to come together under your hand. And I ran these commercials for myself till about 3 in the morning, till I was just looking at them almost like nonsense, and then something happened. I saw a pattern. I saw something that was common to every single print ad from all the countries I had collected and from every single commercial on television. Dr. Wilhelm Reich had a wonderful phrase called evasion of the obvious. We human beings love to complexify, love to look for symbols when the actuality is right in front of our face. What I was seeing was simply this. How can I say it? Every single commercial and every single advertisement treated the subject in a very flip, mocking, condescending, and nonsensical way. Now, if there is some kind of, they made reference to serious aspects, as you've seen, like abduction, like crash retrieval, like back engineering, but they never really delivered. I went through them one more time, and I'm a very literal person, and what they do tell us about the phenomena, every one of them, what they really tell us is that UFOs and aliens appear on phone cards, grow on trees, can be found in grocers' freezer cabinets, drink exotic alcoholic beverages, smoke cigarettes, are associated with Elvis and Jimmy Hoffa, carry American Express cards, have been known to attack toys, like cats, help with traffic congestion, have a relationship with Kmart stores, are responsible for longer storage life in your batteries, can reliably be filmed with Sony Handycams, and want you to see ET only in theaters. The reasons, as well as the reasons they're here, are for our gene splicing equipment and our stakes and our image systems, and of course our Enviro spray. The one thing these advertisements have in common is that they never ever treat the subject or even suggest that the phenomena is genuine. Now, how does this observation square with claims that such themed ads are part of a covert program to condition the general public to their presence? You know what? It doesn't. How can a pattern of mocking and belittling possibly help to achieve such a goal? What this indicates to me is that if there is some sort of covert operation in effect, and there may well be many of them, trying to govern our perceptions or shape them, in no way does it include the world of advertising. Now, being my own devil's advocate here, I could say at the other end of things, maybe this is all a really brilliant representation that there is a program in effect to demean and discredit. I don't think so, in part because when I was younger I worked in advertising and I know too much about human nature. Advertising industry doesn't need any incentive to create ads with these themes. Can we establish that let me just backtrack here a minute. Okay. To return to our initial questions, are some captains of industry privy to classified knowledge about the UFO phenomena through their connections with government insiders? Very likely, yes. I'd bet on it, especially in Las Vegas. Can we establish that selected numbers of them are working on some UFO-related propaganda operation? Not with the information I've seen or collected. Has any true insider knowledge ever filtered through in advertisements? Well, certainly numerous pop culture references to assorted aspects of ufology have, and again, to more serious aspects like abduction, like back engineering. But other than the term EB, which is inconclusive at best, especially when they're just using it to refer to them as extraterrestrial beings, as far as I'm concerned, there has been no insider knowledge that has ever really leaked down to us in the commercial venue, which I'm aware of. What companies are using this imagery in their advertising? Well, as you've seen, all types of companies, large and small, and seemingly always with a wink and a nod. Does there seem to be some sort of conspiracy in play which is employing such themes to increase the public awareness and acceptance of an alien presence on Earth? I just don't see any credible evidence of it. And I was really looking for it, and hoping that maybe I could produce a paper where I could find a number of these wonderful threads. And it's not something to ignore. It's fascinating. Maybe Mr. Haas was encouraged to or chose to introduce this term. Maybe, again, it was an invention of the advertising agency that he chose. What we are seeing here, I think, is an advertising industry driven to sell by any means imaginable. And the professionals who excel in this field have good imaginations. These people watch the same television programs and movies we do. They live in the same world of popular culture and make it their business to pick up on trends and topics that can be co-opted to their ends, which is to sell goods and services and make money for their clients and themselves. UFOs and aliens have proven and reproven themselves to be effective sales tools and tend to appeal to a broad segment of consumers. Does studying such ads and commercials help us better understand the nature of the phenomena? Well, not nearly as much as it helps us to get a little better grip on human nature. In this case, alien and UFO reality in commercials versus alien and UFO reality for real. Making it a kind of cosmic approach avoidance conflict, i.e., I'm fascinated by the subject but can't allow myself to take it too seriously. UFO and alien-related ads allow us that very luxury, to think about aliens and UFOs without having to take them seriously. I think, in great part, that is what we are looking at here. Thank you. Now, before we go on to questions and answers, we're going to take a look at some television commercials. Although there are so many out there, from all over the world. This is not an American or even a Western phenomenon. I've decided to focus in on three small indicative groups. The first group is one some of you may have seen. Several years ago, the California Milk Board sent representatives to a distinguished UFO convention to screen a series of new commercials for them. And I was very impressed for several reasons. They were doing it in a way that's very non-standard. It deals with abduction. And they knew that there were abductees and experiencers in the hall, as well as scholars and interested lay people on the subject. And they screened them for us to find out if we felt that these commercials were in any way offensive or mocking. Well, they were so over the top and so much fun, we all just laughed our asses off and, sent them off Godspeed, and they were a terrific series of commercials. The second series we'll take a look at, is more grainy, is sent to us by my friend Nick Pope in London, and they are ads, and the British are heads and shoulders over us in most of the advertising as well as commercial television they do. It's a series of ads for Grolsch beer. Finally, I'm going to ask my friend and colleague Ruben Urante to come up on the stage and to finish off with him, leading us through some similarly themed commercials from Mexico. So, can we begin our first commercials?
News Chancellor. On planet Earth, the two-legged worker beings are granted a nectar that helps maintain bone strength and promote better sleep.
Can we access this miracle elixir?
An expedition is already in progress.
Erie. It is the Supreme One.
If we bring back the Wonder Tonic, they will give us metals so great we shall need a team of Zepticons to transport them.
Humble yourself.
Got milk?
The Earth expedition has made contact with the Supreme One, who grants the white miracle liquid that helps rebuild muscle and promote healthy hair.
And there's no chance of failure.
None. The scientists are well equipped.
Erie, I love what you've done with the place. Give us the Wonder Tonic. Erie, I love your fashion sense. May we have some Wonder Tonic now?
Got milk?
Prime Minister, the Earth expedition has found the Supreme One who grants the magic white elixir to help reduce the risk of cavities and promote better sleep. At last.
Hurry, while Erie feels generous.
Erie, please accept this offering of dead vegetation in return for your Wonder Tonic.
Got milk?
Grandam.
What?
It appears the Earth expedition has failed to retrieve the white tonic which may reduce PMS symptoms. They wish to bring the Supreme One here.
Here?
Erie, would you care to see how our navigational system works?
Idiot! Do not board, Erie. Grant her the white miracle elixir with our antique aircraft.
Apologies.
Got milk?
Guys, why do you always abduct the first person you find? If you took your time, you could really impress the folks back home.
Forgot about this one.
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
So it's left at Stoke Poges.
Follow the B202, left at the roundabout, and it's straight through Nibley. There have been some dramatic arrivals lately. Turbo washer dryers that cut the cost of drying, fridge freezers you need never defrost, and a slimline dishwasher for the smallest of kitchens. Appliances so advanced, there's little to touch them on this planet.
The appliance of science.
And now to some strange goings-on the moors. Martin.
Well, it all happened so quickly, like 1 minute there we are, walking down the Coppice Way, and the next, whoosh!
We've never seen anything like it, have we, Sue?
It came from nowhere, right? It was obviously made by some form of higher intelligence because the control panel actually communicated with us.
And what did it say?
It said, too warm, too warm.
Safe food storage with Zanussi Cool Check, the appliance of science.
Who told you it tastes out of this world? Next time, hide the hinds.
Ruben, would you join us? Don't. Wow. A hand for my friend Ruben.
The video vignettes that we're going to show is from Mr. Carlos Guzman, MUFON International Representative. And these are just testing a couple of the vignettes here. So we can start. Is it true that he's very good looking? Oh, he's real good looking. You sure he'll come? Oh, they always come from this planet. They always arrive on time. Oh, he's so handsome. And wait till you see the one that arrives at 11:47. Aeromexico, the most punctual airline.
Gracias.
Thank you. It says here how strange that UFOs are rarely being seen now. Why is that? Or maybe they finally found a better, comfortable way to fly. And now we fly first class with Aeromexico. Are you here for business? No. Aeromexico. Excuse me, Earthling. Can I buy some Mancita de Sol? What's that? Martian money. That's not enough. Oh, you're so good looking. Yes!
El Pentium 4M, especialmente diseñado para computadoras portátiles.
Intel Pentium. Excuse me, Earthling, but can I have a little drink of your Mancita de Sol?
No.
Earthling, please give me a drink of your Mancita de Sol or I'll disintegrate you.
Me da igual.
Take off, shorty. Earthling, I'll destroy you or your planet if you don't give me your Mancita de Sol. No.
Prueba el sabor de manzanita sol.
Oh, they're brilliant. Fall in temptation. Earthling, excuse me, Earthling, but can I have a little bit of your Mancita de Sol? What's that? Martian money.
No creo que te alcance.
I don't think you have enough. Oh, you're so handsome.
Nunca antes la manzana fue tan tentadora. Chao, bellísima.
Nunca te olvidaré. Cae en la tentación, más agita sol.
Hey, Earthling, can I have a drink of your Mancita de Sol?
No.
Earthling, I'll destroy your plane if you don't give me a drink of your Mancita de Sol.
Nunca antes la manzana fue tan tentadora. Cae en la tentación de manzanita sol.
Is it possible that there exists more advanced technologies than ours? Why, obviously, Mercedes-Benz, the car of the future. Is it possible that there exists more advanced technologies than ours? Why, obviously, Mercedes-Benz, the car of the future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Ruben. Really appreciate it, brother. Right. Any questions? You all just want to see the commercials again, right? I have to say, for me, this paper was a real departure. I'm used to tackling serious, anxiety-provoking subjects. I really was looking to find a pattern and do a little ego gratification if I could establish it. But it's just not there. It's just not there. And if anyone feels otherwise, I'd really appreciate your insight. I guess it really is kind of the talk where it's not one where we do have a lot of questions about. But again, any questions or comments? Okay. Most of the television commercials, by the way, can be searched down on the internet. Again, special thanks to Ruben for these absolutely spectacular Mexican commercials. And be careful about rejecting guys, ladies, especially if they're a little strange looking. It could result bad for all of us. I think I'll leave on that note. Thank you for your time.